Alright, what's going on everyone? So today we're going to talk about if the air ride for Ram is worth it or not. So for those of you who don't know, this is a 2017 Mojave Sand Edition Rebel. It does come with the air ride. A lot of them during that time did. So we're going to talk about a couple things that have to do with the air ride and whether I think it's worth it or not. Alright, so starting off, I would like to say that this truck rides like a dream. Now, it does have a 4-inch lift kit from AEV, and that is sitting, ooh, a little windy right here. That is sitting on 35-inch BF Goodrich KO2s. I did a whole walk around of this truck, so I'll link that up above if you guys want to check that out. Alright, so getting into it. The truck still rides just like I bought it brand new. The air ride is an extremely comfortable ride. Now, one cool thing that I love that's really good for overlanding is it has somewhat of an auto level feature. Now, I'm not saying if the truck's parked like this, it's going to auto level itself out, not at all. But within its means of the airbags themselves, I'll go ahead and show you guys what that looks like. All right, so you can see right down in there is the airbag at normal ride height and what that whole thing looks like. All right, so it doesn't seem like the wind wants to give me much of a chance to talk, so we're gonna try to do this as best we can. We'll move inside the cab and talk about some of the other stuff, but one thing I do want to show you guys is what the truck looks like from the normal ride height going into the off-road mode, and then going all the way down to the entry exit mode, and then back up to the normal mode. Alright, so now we're inside the cab. You can see here are the two buttons that control your ride height. Whichever ones are light up indicates which setting it at. So 4 lights right now indicates that it's in its off-road setting. One below that is normal. And then this one right here is the aero mode or aerodynamic mode, and the very bottom one is your entry exit mode. So normally the truck rides in its normal ride height. So you would turn the truck on and typically just see this one once it is completely gone down. There it goes in normal mode. So due to the wind, we're gonna finish this video inside the truck talking about it. I wanted to originally just kind of walk around and talk, and it's a beautiful day out, sunny, However, it's very windy, so we're gonna do this inside. All right, so a couple cool things. As I mentioned before, the truck kind of has like an auto level system in it. It's not going to, again, if you're like parked at an angle like this, it's not going to completely flatten the truck out. But it will compensate for the load of the vehicle. So what does that mean? Well, for example, if I were to go around to Lowe's right now and go get a whole bunch of like cement blocks in here, you know, normally your truck would kind of dip down, but the air ride will help level the truck out. So that's a really cool feature to have too. Also, as well as you start adding weight in the back, like you can see I got the tent and stuff back there. You do have a button on the key fob. So this truck does have like the keyless entry, all that good stuff. All right, so on the key fob, you can see here's your little remote start, and then this button right here will put the truck to entry exit mode. So that's a really cool feature, you know, if you have like dogs or you want to pick up your grandparents or something, they need help getting in the truck, you can hit this button and it'll automatically lower it, so that way you can do that. Or if you're loading in like, you know, some heavier stuff and whatnot. Now normally this would be honking and flashing the lights and everything, but I turned all that stuff off because it's kind of annoying. So you can hear the compressors down there. Maybe you can even see it in the video there, but the truck's going down to its entry exit mode, which once you drive off will raise itself back up to the normal mode. But nice little feature to have in the key fob right there. And it's done. So I know on a lot of my Ram pages, dudes will have issues where if they live in like Canada, for example, that the air ride kind of seize up on them. I've never had that kind of issue. I have had this truck for almost 4 years now, and I'm originally from Michigan. However, the last few years I've been living in North Carolina, where it's super hot and humid, and it doesn't get that cold, or at least it doesn't like snow and get down to like, you know, 0 degrees and in the negatives and stuff like that, like back home. But yeah, I haven't really experienced that on my level. I haven't really had any issues with the airbags at all. The only time I've had an issue was one of the sensors went out when my lift kit was trying to get installed. Which, quick tip, if you are doing the AAV kit, you're going to have to go to the BDS instructions, and it tells you your little air hose has to be like in a certain length to match up with some holes. Because I was promised my truck would be back 2 days, and it was 2 weeks. But anyway, yeah, so would I recommend the air ride? Well, it depends. Are you going to be someone that buys a truck as like a daily driver? You're not really going to do anything too crazy. You may go off-road, you know, and do that kind of fun stuff, but you're not going to do anything too crazy. Yeah, I would. The truck still rides extremely smooth, pretty much just like I first bought the thing. Like, you can't even tell that it has, you know, bigger tires, bigger wheels, and a little bit of a lift on it. Now, for what I do, like the whole overlanding thing, all that kind of stuff, the way I wanted to build the truck, and again, when I initially bought this truck, I had no idea it was going to turn into all this stuff. I thought it was going to be like, yep, get a little bit of lift on it, wheels, tires, we're good. But personally, I would not have the air ride. If I was to buy another truck, I would not add the air ride on it. You know, if I was going to go do another build or something like that. Now, I would highly recommend it. I know my dad just ordered a truck, and he got the air ride on it. You know, again, he's old dude, he's probably gonna throw a topper on it and be good. You know, maybe some wheels and tires, who knows? But yeah, so that's my school of thought on that. All right, so talking about the 4 modes. So there's 4 modes from bottom to top. You have the entry exit mode, which is good for, you know, having like shorter people help getting in the vehicle, like if you got some dogs or something. Or what it's really nice for, what I use it for most of the time, if I'm going to load stuff into the back, or if I fold down my seats and I want to put stuff back there, I'll lower the truck down to help me with that. Now next is the aero mode, or aerodynamic mode. Does this really need to be added? I mean, I'm sure if you didn't have like all the stuff like I do on this truck, you know, it'd probably be useful. But basically I think it's like 62 miles an hour on the highway. Your front end kind of lowers a bit to be better aerodynamic, I guess. I don't know. I don't really think it helped with fuel mileage. I didn't really think that it did prior to me like lifting it and throwing all this stuff on the truck. But yeah, I don't really think that was a needed function. And of course, you know, the middle, or the, I guess, third option is your normal ride height. So this is going to be, you know, pretty much that 61 mile an hour and lower when you're just cruising around town, going to get groceries, that kind of thing, and whatnot. So the off-road mode is pretty sweet. You can activate it without having to go into 4 low, but if you are not in 4 low, after I want to say like 25-30 miles an hour, the truck will lower itself back into the normal ride height. But you know, if you want to go park at the mall or at your buddy's house, you know, quick throw it in off-road mode and do that. I'm just kidding. Get a lift kit, wheels, tires, all that. All right, so that pretty much wraps up everything that I can think of involving the air ride. I do love it on this truck. If I was going to buy a new truck, I wouldn't get it for this specific build type. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. If you guys had any issues with your air ride, I know some people love it, some people hate it. It's one of the like biggest questions I get is, do you still have the air ride? Yes, I still do. And yeah, so hopefully you guys like this. Go ahead, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. We'll catch you guys in the next one.